Northside nigga try and get it. Niggas mad cause I glowed up. Chillin' stacking paper, ducking bitches. Tryna move up to better living. Staying warm when I wear some cold. Gotta wear a coat for my feelings. Hating niggas out here tripping. Wanna take my shine, feeling like Diddy. I don't play, no. I don't play, no.
Go and tell them bitches I'm the man. You should know about me. Who gon' drop it for me? Make it clap. Don't be acting for me. Girl, I know you want it. Where we at? We be out and riding. If you checking for me, where you at? We ain't hearing nothing, bro. I know you bluffing many years. I've been working for it. Ain't gon' take it from me. How you feel? That you boys deserve it. When y'all boys ain't working, sacrifice everything for us. Finally working for me. I ain't gon' take it. Ain't gon' let y'all take it.
All I really do is grind, to be honest. I'ma run the city, that's a promise. Let a nigga know you got a problem. Outside Fridays, boys try to rob me. I'ma let the boy on stuff. Them boys ain't take much. Next week, bounce back up. Just like a real G does. Because I'm a Northside nigga try and get it. Niggas mad cause I glowed up. Chillin' stacking paper, ducking bitches. Tryna move up to better living. Staying warm when I wear some cold. Gotta wear a coat for my feelings. Hating niggas out here tripping. Wanna take my shine, feeling like Diddy. I don't play, no. I don't play, no. I don't play, no.
I'm a personal take you, yeah. She say I'm about to hallelujah. She say I ain't have to spend your love. Grandpa was a July. Grandpa was a July. I'm a personal take you, yeah. She say I'm about to hallelujah. She say I ain't have to spend your love. Grandpa was a July. Grandpa was a July. Grandpa was a July. Don't let the young boy fool ya. Make sure you get your diploma. We don't want cubics and cognac. See, money make them change. 1 minute they love you, then the whole thing's change. Not to rival leader, not to damn thing change. Only deal with men who put respect on my name. I will not say it's again. Put some respect on my name. Don't cost a thing. I'm not a bank, you don't tell me nothing. You see my love and not a business thing. To be a wife, you don't need no ring. I just want the real thing.
We always talk about I have unconditional love. Unconditional love is we don't even know it. Because if a person stops stimulating us, we stop loving them.
Father called me like that. Granddad, he was a hard-working man. What you gon' do? Need to draw up a plan. Tell him like sooner or later I'm gon' get that paper and talking about college exams. Talking about M's in the palm of my hand. Gonna be a rapper, do y'all understand? Talking about the big old crib and the G's, funny rims on the Benz. It's a car in my hat. Shows on the road, spit bars in the lab. Then trying to blow out like a bomb in that rap. Gonna be the king just like LeBron in the land. But I run the Bull City from a town on the map. North Carolina with a pop in the gas. Niggas trying to sell you a pound of the gas. And you in my hood, you bound to be around some of that.
Know I don't wanna do with me live. I don't wanna do that.
They on? What up, y'all? It's your boy Mike Geniuz. This is the Mike Geniuz Show. We are finally live.
Yes.
We had some technical difficulties, but we here. You guys look great. What's going on?
Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
late.
Yeah.
Real late.
Very late. But we here. That's what matters, right?
Better late than never, right?
True. Very, very true.
I'm Mike Geniuz, of course. You already know who this is. In front of me is someone, I think, and she is to y'all upper left, right?
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Shireen. I'm the creator of Melanated Social Workers. A lot of you guys follow me there. You don't have to be a social worker to follow me. I have a lot of MHCs, psychology majors, and even teachers that have followed me. So, follow me and tune in for your next events.
All right, put the mic a little closer to your mouth so we can hear you.
My bad.
Nah, I met her at a game night. She threw a game night with.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about that, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. Tina, what's going on?
Hi.
Safe Spaces and Wellness.
Safe Spaces and Wellness. That's my Instagram name. It's a platform where we could just normalize mental health. Get people used to talking about it so they can eventually go get treated if they need to be.
Definitely, we'll get into why you started that and all of that in a few,
Okay.
and talk about the game night. Of course, this is how this all started. All right. To my right and y'all upper right of the screen, we have Trey. Trey, before you talk, you're behaving today, yes?
Yo, I'm always behaving. What you talking about, Mike?
Nah, cause you act like you fake chill, but you really like
Right.
lit.
Nah, I'm really chill. I'm one of the most calm, cool people ever.
Southside Jamaica Queens.
Southside Jamaica Queens.
Put the mic closer to you so they can hear you. You feel me?
Southside Jamaica Queens.
What you do? Who are you? Why are you here?
I am one half of Represent the Alternative. We are comprised of a doctor, my partner Kelly Holmes. She's a doctor, and I am a social worker.
That's what's up. Listen, so how did y'all all get into the mental health field? Because let me go to the game night. The game night. No, before we get into that. Before we get into that, you guys did a game night with black professionals
Can we not discuss the game night?
and other. No, I have the purpose of the situation. And a lot of them were social workers and things of that nature. And I think it was a beautiful thing to see. It inspired me. I don't know if it inspired me to be a psychologist or anything, but it just inspired me, period. Because when everybody was going around the room and they saying what they do and what they into, it was dope to see, like, I don't want to say regular, but I don't know. You think therapist, you think old white lady with glasses and notepads. You feel me? So to see,
All right.
No, for real.
Some of us therapists are not
Right,
like that.
but to see us,
like
it was
this.
like, yo, this is
Melanated.
dope. That y'all
Right.
even care about somebody else's mind. So
Right.
what made y'all even get into that field, Shireen?
At first it was by mistake, because when I started undergrad, I was like, I'm gonna be a doctor. So I was a pre-med major, and them calculus classes just was not working out too well for me. And I remember looking at my GPA one semester, and I was like, yo, this is not gonna work. Like, no med school is gonna accept me with this. And I started thinking about, like, what else would I want to do? And my mom, she's not a social worker, but she's in the field. And she worked with the developmentally disabled population. And after, just talking to her a little bit about it, she was like, you're not going to get paid much, but the work is rewarding. And
Is it?
it is. It is, depending on the work that you do, because some of us are more like an administrative role. Some of us work more directly with, like, clients. But when you're working directly with clients, the work is definitely rewarding, but unfortunately, it doesn't pay.
Tommy ain't got no job.
Wow. Wow. Anyways, but yeah, so it kind of happened by mistake, me choosing me going into social work, but I love it.
That's what's up. Tina, how you get involved in this situation? I know you outside of this, so I would love to sit in on a session and, like, watch you professionally. Yeah. And actually really sit there and listen to somebody's, like, stuff.
So, my mom and my sister are both in the healthcare field.
Mm-hmm.
So, I started off wanting to do that too. But the biology classes, shout out to Long Island University, Brooklyn campus, but the biology classes just was not working for me. It wasn't working. And then I also got pregnant in my freshman year. So, I kind of took some time off, and then during that time off, I was like, I think I want to do psychology. So I've been attracted to helping people, and I've been attracted to learning about how the mind works. So
Is it rewarding to you?
it is rewarding to me. Yeah, and it's such a broad field. Like, you can do anything in social work, literally anything. Mm-hmm. And it's so easy. You'll never be out of a job.
Ever.
I mean, you might not get paid enough, but you'll never be out of a job.
Yeah.
It all depends.
You know why? The main reason why you'll never be out of a job is because of poverty maintenance. And they give that to the social workers. But we also do mental health. We do therapy. So.
Trey, how you get involved in this? Like, I ain't go front. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I'm going back to the game night gang. That's when I met y'all.
Oh my God.
I met you game night. You know how you going around everybody? I'm not going front. And this is sad that we do this as black people, but I'm being honest with you. It's real talk.
All right.
So remember, you were standing on the wall.
Right.
You and your mans were standing on the wall, or whatever. So
Shout
I'm
out
going
to my
around.
man. He watching right now.
So as
Mel,
we oh, what up? I forgot his name, but we play Uno, and he told me how to play dominoes, and I'm like, it's lit out here for me. You feel me?
He beat us 3 games in a row too.
What happened? I do this. Listen,
Alright, cool.
nah, you standing against the wall. So everybody going around, and it's crazy because when you stand up and say what you do, it shocked me. Like, not you, but everybody going around. I'm like, yo. So I thought y'all was gonna be like, man, I'm just here with my girlfriend. Like, I'm just here. This, you know what I'm saying? She invited me. Like, da da da. Niggas started dropping titles and shit. I was like, oh, like I was like proud, like yo, come, we out here. Like, so how did you get into this field? You know what I'm saying? Versus, you know, something else.
that's interesting you say that. I got into the field. I want to say personal reasons. Like, my mom, she's an active drug user. So, when I entered the field as a case manager, I felt like a social worker without having the actual degree and title. You know, I was doing things, making collateral contacts, and my supervisor said, "Yo, if you want another promotion, you gotta go get a master's." So I looked up every major that did not have math, science, and any other subject that I liked. And I ended up at Adelphi University.
That's in Long Island, right?
Yeah, that's in Garden City.
Yeah, and you fell in love with it.
Yeah, I fell in love with it. I don't feel like I'm at work. I mean, I got 3 jobs, but I don't feel like I'm at work.
Yeah, you mentioned that at the game night.
For the most part, right. You know, but it has its ups and downs. You know, different because my job, they all have different roles, so I play different parts. As she said, it's many different facets of social work, and I fill in 2 of them.
Yeah. All right. So listen, I work in the behavioral health field, right? But all I do is like, you know, talk to the doctors, see if something's medically necessary, create the authorization, send them on to the case managers. I don't know what happened after that, but I have to read locators and read things like that, and sometimes I'll be like, dang, like people really going through out here. Like I'll be going through, but like this one is going through. And then the inpatient facilities, like you start seeing the same names over and over again. You be like, dang, he just got out, now he back in, like whatever. How do y'all not take this home when you sitting there and you talking to somebody, especially children? How do you not take this home? Like, how do you go home without that on your mind?
It's hard.
It is.
It takes experience in the field. I don't know how long you guys been in the field. I've been in the field for 8 years. In the beginning, I did take it home. But after a while, you meet different people, and they tell you, make sure you don't have no favorites, and they drop different gems on you. For me, protecting my mental peace was the most important part for me. So when I clock out at 5 o'clock or whichever job I'm at and I leave, it stay right at that threshold, and then I pick up my problems at home and go from there.
Yeah, definitely. I think boundaries is one
You
thing.
have to create them.
Yeah, because in the beginning, it was definitely hard for me too. I worked in foster care when I first came out of school, and it was just never ending. Like, I would go home, and my phone would still be ringing. I'll be in classes, and my phone would be ringing, and I would actually pick up. And after a certain point, I was like, okay, this is really spilling over a little bit too much into my personal life. I had to start telling myself, like, okay, when you leave work, you turn the phone off. Like, you do not answer. You let them know the emergency phone number. So just creating those boundaries for yourself so you know that once you leave, that's it. You'll deal with it tomorrow morning when you get back to work.
Yeah, I agree. It took me a while to figure out how to do that. I started doing social service in 2013-ish, and I used to work with the MICA population. And that was really tough. And then when I started working in the schools, I compared those kids a lot to my son. So it was hard not to bring that stuff home. And then I found myself like running home. Just saying, I really appreciate my son.
And you're more attentive.
I'm more attentive.
So what's going on?
I'm more attentive because I see that where these kids are lacking, and I try to fill in those blanks for my son.
Do you feel like, first of all, since you guys are therapists and social workers and all of that, you feel like you're an advocate for it? Yes.
Yes.
Especially with Black people. I'm gonna get into that too.
Not Black. You green.
Yeah. Okay. We're not gonna all lives matters in situation. I'm specifically talking about Black people in this show.
Cool.
We can talk about the all lives matter. He know
Right.
that. Anyway.
Look at the shirt.
Oh, speaking of shirt,
Okay.
what is that? Black kings need therapy too.
Yes.
Shout out to the Black men.
No,
Black men got therapy.
Yes, the Black therapist,
my
Aaron.
man Aaron.
Shout out to Aaron. Thank you for the shirt.
Hi, Aaron.
I didn't pay for it, but I'll cash app you or something. Listen, so what was I saying?
We're advocates.
Are y'all advocates for it? So do you guys, not to, I don't want y'all to tell your business, but do y'all feel like therapists should see therapists too?
Yes.
Is because you're still human at the end of the day, and at the end of the day, y'all are a cup getting filled. Do you, who's filling y'all back up? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
who's
absolutely.
It's like a domino effect, you know, and it's a thing called vicarious trauma.
Right.
We all know what that is.
come on
right?
terms, come on
I'm
textbook.
gonna explain it for everybody that don't know.
So for everybody that don't know, vicarious trauma is witnessing or hearing about trauma and then becoming traumatized yourself by what you're hearing or seeing. Right? Based on somebody else's experience, you become traumatized from. And we experience that all the time. If you're in direct care and you're doing therapy and you're working with someone who has PTSD and you're hearing about post-traumatic stress disorder, guys. if you're you know, working with somebody who's has a history of trauma and you hearing their stories, you know, you become kind of traumatized too, based on the rapport that you have with that person.
The tools that you give everybody else, do you use it for yourself? Do you be like, I'm having a whatever the term is, I need to like bring it back? Like,
moment.
Yeah, how does that? How do you catch yourself teaching yourself?
It's hard, but we try.
Yeah.
Sometimes it don't always work. It don't work.
Definitely trying. I think we even tried it at work.
We
too,
try
a
it
few
on each
times.
other.
Right. All the time because it's hard. Even though I think we all need therapists, it's hard because, we live in New York City and it's very expensive to live here. So a lot of us are working 2-3 jobs, right?
Fact.
So it's like, all right, if I'm working 2-3 jobs, when do I have time to see my own therapist? But we have to prioritize
that
it.
That goes back to for me, I've been seeing a therapist myself since October, and I go every Wednesday.
Congrats.
You have to. Me seeing my therapist is like me going to get a haircut. If you know me, I stay with a fresh hairline.
So why you don't have that? Why you can't take the hat off?
First of all, because I went. Thank you very much. I went last week. However, I didn't have time because I went to see my therapist.
Priorities.
Priorities. So for me seeing my therapist is part of my self-care. So
Come on. That was good.
Under no circumstances do I miss that, because that's my chance to offload all of that vicarious trauma that I pick up from the 3 jobs, from the business, from Shireen, and anything else that goes on in my life.
Now listen, that last one you mentioned, I understand. So more power to you, bro.
Wow,
Woo.
I feel so attacked.
No text.
Nah, since we being honest for real, I think no, Shireen, no, we love you. We love you. I for one suffer from depression really bad. Like, and to you can't explain to somebody who don't know or don't even want to try to know what a chemical imbalance is, if it's that, or what you going through when you really do not want to talk on it. Like you can't get out of bed, like literally feel like something's on you. And I'm a dramatic, right? I'm dramatic. I'm just a dramatic person. That's just my personality. But when I'm dead serious and you think I'm playing, I hate that. It bothers me. And one thing I do know how to do is shut down. Now that's not good. But I get real quiet, shut down. I will stay in the bed for weeks and all that, the whole thing. And I just feel like if this was tackled when I was younger and not told you're lazy, what's wrong with you, go sit down somewhere if I be chat. You know what we go through as Black people. Like, I think if it was kind of taken care of, it would be not completed, but I think I'll be a little more further along. Does that make sense? Better managed. That's a good word. So how important is it, do you feel like, first of all, what is depression? For people who don't know what depression is, coming clinically on paper, what does that mean?
Chemical imbalance.
Yeah,
That's what it says on paper. It's a chemical imbalance.
That impacts your mood. It's a chemical imbalance in the brain that impacts your mood. I think, what is it, lack of serotonin in the brain? Or they're not flowing properly? Something about the chemicals in your brain.
You should treat
That's
it like,
not-
just like you treat diabetes and everything else, you should treat that.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's not what we're taught here.
Yeah.
You told pray about it, go to church, or go sit down somewhere. I don't want to hear that. And then most likely your parents was going through what they going through too. It's just levels to it. So that's one thing that I suffer from anxiety too. I get real anxious, real crazy, everything's going crazy but the only difference is I'm older now, and I've been dealing with this for so long, since I was like 16 when I first started kind of like going to therapy and getting help with it. Medications, tried that, all that. Realizing what my vices was, realizing what I go through when I'm having an erratic moment and all that. Not feeling crazy, because you automatically be like, oh my God, I'm crazy. I don't want to go talk to nobody.
That
no,
term too.
Yeah, don't use that. Like you just got.
It has like a really negative connotation.
And then people that be like, why are you depressed? Like why are you going through that? Like why you? It's like, yo, I can't explain it to you. It's not. Or you're being dramatic. Yo, I own that, but I'm not like. Certain times I'm not.
Have you taken the time to find a clinician that you are comfortable
Yeah,
with?
I was gonna get to that. Okay. So I've been through a lot of therapists in my life, right? Okay. Shout out to them for what they were for. One thing about me is I like conversation. So if I'm pouring, and then after you go, stop. Okay, 45 minutes is up. I need you to go. I didn't get nothing from you. What did I get from you? Like.
Right.
What did I get from you? I didn't get anything from you. You didn't give me no tools to play with. You didn't say, well, how does did you even say how to make you feel? And don't say how to make you feel, because like I'm gonna keep talking. Stop me and like start putting together and organizing what I just said. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm just going, yeah, start doing what you have to do. What are you doing? So that's what makes me, like, and a lot of people be like, I ain't about to go to somebody else's couch. I could do that myself. You know what I'm saying? I'll smoke some weed. You feel me? I'll drink some liquor.
You can't self-medicate.
Exactly. So, and a lot of people do. A lot of people self-medicate and don't even realize it. Sex as well. It gets crazy. So what I'm saying is, when y'all are doing y'all thing, do y'all take a mental note like, yo, let me interject. Let me stop right there. Let me play off that. Or you trying to get a check. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, I feel like a lot of people just be trying to get a check. Like, I'm here for 45 minutes. I'm scribbling on my notepad. Go. Right. And that can make somebody who needs therapy, who's paying for it, whatever, mad. Like, I ain't doing this. This is a waste of time.
That's why I asked you, have you bounced around? Because me, myself, I've bounced around. I had a white female therapist. I had a black female therapist. I had a white old male therapist. And now I have a black male therapist.
I feel like...
And it took me 6 years to finally find him, and I've been seeing him since October. So with what you said, you know, he doesn't at 45 minutes, hour, it's not about the check. So even with me, when I'm providing therapy to my clients, I'm very big on active listening. I wait till they finish, and I'm not going to interject while they're talking, but I will reiterate what they said to me to let them know that I was listening. You know,
which is all people need is a listener.
Some people need a listener. Some people need to come in and vent. Like a lot of my working clients, the one who's in the work field, they come in and they just need to vent about their boss. They need to vent about, you know, their coworkers. And I feel them because I experienced some of those things too.
Right.
But I understand where you're coming from as far as like just pouring for 45 minutes and then your time is up, because I've experienced that too. And then because I've seen a therapist before. So as a clinician, I'm not going to do that to my clients.
Right.
You know, I'm going to use the tools that I've gotten from being in therapy, whether good or bad, and I'm going to try to implement that into my work.
And for the record, there's nothing wrong with going to see a therapist. Some people say, oh, I'll go see a therapist, and it has a negative connotation to it. It's the same way as if you know, you got a cut and you go to the doctor, you need stitches. It's the same thing. You know, and I want to make sure that my mental health is in check at all times. So if I had a rough day at work, I call my therapist. I was in a club the other day. Something happened to me. I was like, yo, Brian. He answered. Hell yeah. I give him that. And that's what happened. No matter what time of day it is, I call him, and he be like, yo, man. Like,
shout out
yo,
to Brian.
you know I'm in the bed right now.
I'm not answering the phone.
Chill. You know what I mean? But he listens and he hears me out. You know what I'm saying? And it helps with, like, perfect example. He said at the game night, I wasn't chill until after the game night, right? So at the game night thing, I even told Brian about that shit too. I was like, yo, she was cheating, you know, and he was like, yes.
Did it really affect you that much that you had to tell Brian?
His comment that he made in the DM the other day was like, I thought you was real chill till Jeopardy. I said, I'm so calm, cool, and collective. I be chilling.
Did that?
But I'm very
something
competitive.
for you? Did
Right.
that trigger
Nah,
something?
I'm not. It triggered something in me. It did. So
What did it trigger though? Let's talk about it. So I can apologize.
I mean, I wasn't
going
gonna
to
take you outside and be like, let's fight.
I mean, whatever. It's whatever. At any moment. What I'm saying is,
At any moment.
what triggered you? Just that I had your character a little messed up, misconstrued.
Yeah, you know, even what you said, you was like, you and your man came in. I thought y'all was here with your girl. Shout out to Mel. But no, we came in because I'm a social worker.
And I appreciate that. I was happy.
And then
for
you
y'all.
said, and then he stood up. He was like, "Word," you know.
But at
and
least
you
he
know
was
what I mean?
being
Nah,
honest,
I
though.
respect that. I
Keeping
respect
it
that
in.
100 grand. I appreciated that.
We can
But-
still fight though. nah. But my fault. Listen,
Nah, I
what
never been
triggers
offended.
you?
It was like I'm very competitive. It don't matter what it is. I could play
Yeah.
a game of Mario with my nephew. Yo, get out of here, little nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
of course.
I'm competitive.
Of course.
Though. You know
Of
what I'm saying?
course.
That's a competitive nature. I've been like that forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know.
So no more game nights for you.
No, it
No,
wasn't.
no.
It wasn't a
like
bad
that,
thing.
though.
It wasn't a
She was
bad
cheating.
thing. It
We
wasn't
can't
a
get
bad
into-
thing.
we
You
wasn't a
being
bad
competitive
competitive.
and lit wasn't a
All
bad
right, I
thing.
got one question.
You're
Can
just
y'all
two
be
different
honest?
people.
Can y'all be honest for 1 second, Valentina and Mike? Can y'all be honest for 1
Wow.
second?
So
Yo.
now I'm
1
not
second.
involved. That
1
means
second.
it's against
It's
Because
about
you
me.
said don't talk about the game night, but you're back here.
One
So
second.
now let's talk about it.
1 second.
Shout out to Hennessy.
Did she or did she not
We're
cheat?
gonna talk about drinking in a few minutes.
I was standing right next to her. She ain't cheat.
So every time I
Alright,
got a question and I
peep
stood up, she didn't look at
I'm gonna keep it.
Over in this direction?
Listen, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Wow.
Listen. No, I'm gonna tell you why I got him. Y'all was doing the thing. We was playing it, so it's a different outlook. Understand that? Yes,
Yes.
you got that. Okay, you breaking that apart. Okay.
Don't make me reenact this shit.
What I'm saying is, it was you two, and then the person that's keeping the score was looking at 3 different places.
Wes, what up?
You feel me? You were jumping before they finished the word, though. You were really wilding.
No, I was not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
You were.
I wish
for a
my
little
man
while.
Mel was here because he
For a
could
little while.
tell you.
But it was certain times when, you know what I'm saying, y'all wasn't seeing people getting up and all that. So I kind of tapped out. We was like, this is crazy. And then you kept playing, you know, changing the rules and all that. But I also feel like alcohol was involved, and I don't think y'all was in your right mind that real. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. Everybody had a good time.
That's what matters.
No,
okay?
it was a really good time. Shout
Everybody
out
had
to
a good
Shireen.
time.
It was
We
really
probably
dope.
won't do
In
the
safe
Jeopardy no
spaces.
more.
It was
No,
really
we
dope
can't play
seeing.
Jeopardy no more. Unless y'all get buzzes and shit, we can't play Jeopardy no more.
we
It's
not
over.
doing it no more.
Well, no, because I actually like Jeopardy.
Okay.
I
You
learned
like
a lot
facilitating it?
with the social worker
Yeah,
column.
like right.
Yeah.
So I think if I told Valentina
Okay,
if we
after
were
the-
to do
after the
Jeopardy again,
podcast.
we would definitely change.
You're not whispering. You on the mic. Go ahead.
We would definitely change the rules up a little bit and just have each team, when it's their turn, to also answer the question and then move forward instead of seeing who jumps up first.
Why
and
not
whatever
get
the
buzzers
case.
per team?
All right, we're gonna talk about that another time.
We'll talk about that
Right
another
now-
time for the second game. Night.
Right.
Let me
Back to
get
the
back.
discussion at
Let me
hand.
get back to the discussion at hand. Certain things. Let's talk about triggers though. Certain things you gotta happen over and over again for you to realize, oh, this triggered me. Let me not go back there. I'm just staying on triggers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So game nights and stuff. Let's say you really can't play games. No, I'm saying let's say like
can't
I
play.
can't play games. Like I'm
wasn't
not.
even playing.
I never was the kid who played like tag and stuff because you tagged me a little bit too hard. I'm fighting. Like I didn't know how to. I don't like losing, so I'll quit the game. All of this, like you know what I'm saying. So
Right.
I know.
Oh, you the person, if you get smacked in 2K by 20, you gonna quit.
Yeah.
Sore loser,
Damn.
basically.
Damn.
I'm a sore loser. OD.
Okay.
What happened? And it's okay.
Alright, it is what it
It's
is.
okay. I'm a sore loser. That's why I don't
Okay.
even participate in situations. You feel me? Because I know my triggers. Yes.
Right.
You
Clap
gotta
it up
start.
for Mike's honesty.
You gotta own it.
Right.
Right. You gotta own it. So how hard? Okay. Moving from that, how hard is it to tell somebody about themselves?
A friend?
How hard is it?
Well,
A client. Like a straight up look. Because some people. I'm not gonna say that.
Well,
I gotta work that right. Let me
When
think
you
about how to
say
word it.
tell a
I mean-
client about themselves, like that sounds
Listen,
crazy.
is everybody that sits down on that chair open to hear feedback
feedback.
and hear that, okay, it's not everybody's fault, it's yours, or
Right.
certain things like that. How easy is that?
Go ahead.
I think after you build a rapport with your client, so and they've been coming to you for some time, is definitely you get to know if they'll be receptive or not. And even if they're not, they still need to hear it. So, and that's part of growing. So I think it's necessary for us to tell our clients, you know, what it is that they might be doing wrong, or just even like helping them see it. Not necessarily telling them, but helping them see it through like the different situations that they bring up in session.
Like just pointing out patterns and then asking them, so do you see how this could be unproductive, or do you see how this can
Yeah.
be a problem? Do you see how this can be problematic? And then asking questions, see if they notice it themselves.
Southside Jamaica Queens, right?
Wow.
Oh, you wanted
Wow.
to explain on that? You wanted to expound on that?
Nah, what she said was correct. I mean, I thought about 2 different ways. I thought about how when Brian said something to me like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, nigga, what? And then I thought about another time where I actually said something to a client and the client got confrontational.
Yeah.
You know, but there are times where we have to sit down and we have to explain to the clients, you know, your behavior is not conducive to the goals that you are trying to meet. You know, and sometimes if they're on drugs, you know, because one of my primary job, I deal with people with co-occurring disorders. So a lot of times they have no insight into what's their diagnosis, the drugs, how the drugs affect them, mixing it with the medication. Mm-hmm. So we have to explain that to them, and oftentimes they're not receptive to it at all.
I feel like personally, since we be honest again, personally, a trauma, as far as dealing with the parent who was on drugs, in and out of jail, police knock on the door, all of that. When I was trying to explain to that parent the stuff that we went through as a child, they didn't understand. They were like, how do you, I guess it's a get over it. It happened. It is what it is. That's life.
Not because of what you mean. You mean you were telling your story to
the parent,
someone?
Yeah.
Or
the parent. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm telling the parent what I went through as a child, because it was a disconnect of, you ain't go through nothing. Your life wasn't that bad. And it wasn't. But this certain things kind of, and they didn't understand how when you're 9 years old, 8 years old, 7 years old, the police not gonna do it for your father. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't understand what was going on. So it's like, this stuff can have a lasting effect on you the rest of your life. This is not my issue, but maybe when a door knock, I'm like, because you know what I'm saying?
Right. You're traumatized from what happened to you when you
were
were a kid.
This is 7, 8, 9, 10.
And you never received therapy?
No, I'm using that as an example of.
No, I'm asking because I was about to ask you a question.
Yeah, I've received therapy. What you mean? Have I never received what?
No, what therapy? Like for
of course.
Because a lot of the problem is since we're speaking on black folks,
in
general, is that black people don't believe in going to see a therapist.
And that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Those type of situations, I just use me because it's, what I'm saying, I'm being honest. But those type of situations, living in the hood, Southside Jamaica, Queens, Queensbridge, Astoria, Long Island City. I don't know where you from.
Brooklyn, Jamaica.
Period. Like, we see things. You know what I'm saying? We see things, and what happened?
Somebody said, working with teens, I feel like they respect it more because they feel like you care enough to call them on their shit. That's Tasia from Adelphi.
Yo, Tasia from Adelphi, what's going on?
I do think, too, though, in our practice, when we work with kids, that's why it's so important to include the parents on the treatment. Because a lot of times the parents don't really see the importance of mental health. They're like, well, I'm just doing it because the school said so. So they don't really see the importance of it. So just like bringing them into session and providing some sort of psychoeducation into what's going on with the kid and how that could be traumatic.
But for the people, like I said, everybody where we're from and what's going on, to see someone else that came from where I came from, that experienced what I experienced, I'd rather go to them than the white lady with the glasses. You know what I'm saying?
The white lady
because
with
I feel
glasses.
like I know it's your job to understand what I'm saying and give me the tools, but I feel like you also have some
a personal connection,
some compassion, some empathy, a little bit that can help me because you're helping yourself as well, because we all came from the same thing. Do you agree?
I agree.
I agree.
Which is why game night, when I saw y'all, and like I said, when y'all stood there and y'all said what y'all said, I was like, yo, wow, I wish, and this is why I'm doing the show, I wish everybody could see what I was experiencing, because I didn't know that it was so many therapists and black young therapists and social workers, and I never saw that before. So that's why I'm kind of like, oh, this is crazy. Like, wait, I want to go to school. Let me become a, you know what I'm saying? LCSW, whatever it's called. Like, give me some credentials. You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, Mikey, but
Mike Genius.
Mike Genius.
Nah.
He's Mikey all day. Anyway, but not only that, but being inspired to do your own thing, right? But also, you know that we out here. So if you need a black clinician, go and look for one.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We out here.
And we're coming up. There's more and more
right.
of us. Like males involved too.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's hard to find a lot of us because, like you said, a lot of us are young, so we're coming fresh out of school. And a lot of us, we don't have our private practices yet, right? So we're in these mental health clinics. And a lot of times the mental health clinics don't allow us to post ourselves out there to say
Right.
like, oh, we are
Protocol
Right.
and contractually.
Right.
Part of this also has to do with accountability. If you come to terms of realizing that you realize you need the help, you will go and you will search for the help. So when I've been through similar to your situation, mom, drugs, police at the door, all types of stuff. 16, 17 years, my grandma was like, oh, I'm taking you to see a therapist. I sat in front of a white lady and we played chess for an hour until God knows how long, until she realized this wasn't helping me. So when I realized, all right, I don't want to be this angry person, whether I was at school misbehaving. I was always intelligent, but I had behavior problems, right? So now, I get to be a certain age and, going to jail is not cool. So when you realize there's certain things that you don't want to experience no more, you have to now figure out, all right, how am I going to do this? You have to have some type of accountability to want to do better, to want to change. So it hits different people at different times.
I get what you're saying, but let me ask you this. You said everybody don't have that though, what you just said, that you have to come to a place in yourself like, okay, I got to take accountability. Some people have to be taught to have accountability.
Right. I didn't come to it on my own. Yeah. I had people holding me accountable, whether it was my high school, my grandmother, somebody from high school, my counselors in college. I even had people in Adelphi, because when I first got to Adelphi 1, I was the only black male in the program. The other black male that started with me, he didn't finish with me. And then as I'm going to the student lounge, you're not seeing familiar faces at Adelphi. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I go and I park my car, at the time, my car was brand new at the time. I blast my music, as y'all know. You pull into a predominantly white institution, you know what I'm saying? And how I did, sweatpants, tattoos showing, they don't perceive that well.
What were you called in Adelphi?
They called me the kid with the tattoos, the black kid with the tattoos.
Wow.
But okay, black kid with tattoos and discrimination. I discriminated you just by you sitting on the wall. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about. I'm talking
and there was another incident where Adelphi had several events where like any other. I didn't go away to school for undergrad, but let's say you have like a frat thing on the thing. I'm walking across the campus to my car because one of my social work classes was in the science building, so my car's all the way by the social work building. I get stopped by public safety, and they say, "Let me see your ID." So I pull out my state driver's license. Let me see your Adelphi ID. I keep my Adelphi ID in the car. Who the fuck carries that? I had to walk him to my car so he could let me go, so I wasn't trespassing. You know what I'm saying? It's little, little
stuff
like that,
especially as black men, that nobody understands that we go through. It's a lot every day, and I feel like black men specifically. I'm gonna get to y'all, but black men specifically need to talk to somebody.
That look like them.
Period. Because from the time we wake up till we go to sleep, it's a lot that we experience. It's a lot that goes on. Going to the store, driving. I don't know why people. I don't know if they go through this, but every time I'm in the car, I'm not paranoid because you drive and you got to get where you got to go, but you hear a siren, you just on alert all the time. Right. And after all day being on alert, when you get home, you exhausted. That's why when you get home and you with your girl or whatever. No disrespect or nothing.
Perfect example.
You know what I'm saying? And she start yelling and doing all that. You just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, like Shireen, I'm on the phone with Shireen. And I'm driving to my house. And Shireen said, "What you doing?" Because she's like, "Shit, you texting or something?" I said, "Nah, I'm looking at the police in my rearview mirror all the time." She said,
"All the time."
So she's like, "Why? Like, what you mean? Why? Like, you know what I mean?"
You don't know because a police.
This right here.
Many times I'm driving and police just happen to drive past me, look at me, realize he black. I could see them slow down. I could see them wait side past them to then get behind me, run my place. I'm just like, they running my place. If I'm on the phone, they running my place right now. Hold on one second.
Right.
Let me see.
Like you already know
see
what's about to happen.
You know what I'm saying?
And then
let me see.
When they finally drive around, you get relieved. Like,
that's exhausting after a while.
It is exhausting. And then constantly being fed images of other black men being murdered for no reason.
For no reason.
Being murdered, when they see a situation,
it causes paranoia.
Yeah. It's a lot, and I want to talk about death too. I've experienced a lot of death in my life. A lot of people in the hood, and all that. We've experienced people getting shot. This one dying. This one's dying of drugs, overdosing. This was whatever life whatever life you live in. How important is grieving counseling? I want to talk about that because I don't know why that's taboo as well. Like, I don't gotta listen to nobody, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how important is grieving counseling in that type of situation? Have y'all, is that what y'all, do y'all do that?
I don't do grieving counseling.
I haven't gone to grief counseling. As you know, my dad passed in 2016 with his twin sister, which was like They were like, they passed like 3 days apart.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was a lot for me because I was in grad school. It was midterm season.
Yeah.
It was a lot for me. Then I had some like family drama too that came after that. But I think it's important. It's more of grief counseling for me, in my professional experience, is more of like a venting session, because there's no time limit on grief. I mean, there's theories about the stages of grief and all of that, but that doesn't apply to everybody. It all depends on how, who the person was. Some people may take even longer if their child passes away, or if their spouse passes away. It's
and usually they say after your spouse passes away, your life expectancy is shorter, especially if you was in love with that person.
Yeah,
right. That's why I think my dad passed away 3 days after his twin sister passed, because he was heartbroken.
And I think you can die
from a broken heart. I believe that.
Yeah, I believe that.
Especially and that person was supporting you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'll talk about that another time. But I'm just saying, I just wanted to talk about grieving because I'm talking to the people who is at home knowing something's wrong with them, saying, "Oh, I just don't feel good," but you've been in the bed for a week, or you out fighting all the time. You have to understand why. I want to know why every time you step out the house, you're fighting or you're in an altercation. Some people are comfortable in their mess. That's all they know. So I remember before I recognized what was going on, if I had consecutive good days, I'd be like, wait, nothing's wrong. Something's about to happen, or something needs to happen. I need to start something or something. I need to call somebody, start cursing them out. I don't know. I need something to happen because I'm not used to everything just cool. I had to realize that. A lot of people don't realize that. I know with the grieving thing, losing a mother, a brother, back to back in the same year. At first it was, they going, whatever it is, I got to keep moving. That will catch up to you and hit you hard. Boom. And you like, yo, what's going on? It's like, wait, I didn't ever even...
How old were you when you was your
I was 21 when the death started happening. It was 21. And mind you, for a long time, there was nobody was dying. So all of a sudden, 21, you grown. 21, you couldn't tell me nothing at all. Like, at all. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, 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 boom. And it's not like auntie that live in Nebraska somewhere you never met. Like, it's real, who you living with. So it was just crazy. And I was just going and going and going because you're taught. I was taught it is what it is. You keep going. You don't stop. Right. Life don't stop. But at a certain point, bro,
it does hit you.
That's how
it hits you, and it out of nowhere just boom, punch you in your face, and you like, what's going on? And now you're on edge. It's crazy,
that's
bro.
That's how most of us black males are brought up. You can't cry. You got to be strong. My father died when I was 7. The first thing my mother said to me after the funeral, "You the man of the house now."
Yeah, come on. What you mean I'm the man of the house? I'm 7.
At the time, I'm like, all right, Ma, whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? But that load that they offload onto you, you don't know when you're 7 years old.
Heavy.
So I got to be 13. I'm like, damn, I got to take out the trash. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to protect my mother, my sisters, and my brother. So
on top of...
So now that adds to the fact that I didn't cry at my father's funeral. Now I'm angry because somebody took my father from me. That's added to that. So now I'm this aggressive black male. I'm a... What's the word they use when we get too aggressive?
I don't even know. My mind's going.
I forgot what it's called, but there's all types of names for that. But the moment that you come out of character, or you get too aggressive, or you punch somebody in their face because they done told you the SMD or whatever the case may be, you're conditioned from that, coming from that, and it's like you said not too long ago you said
I said a lot.
You said a lot. But we're not taught to communicate our feelings. That's
communication.
Shout out to you, Yogi. We're not taught to communicate our feelings, so it bottles us up, and eventually we lash out. And when we lash out, it's too late. We end up in a jail.
A lot of people are in jail for life
statistic.
because they snapped for one time, and probably didn't even mean to do what they was doing, but they snapped. And then of course, when we get in front of the court, they don't care. You're just black, so they just had the white man who just shot up whatever they shot up. The headline I shared it. It said basically saying these people that shooting don't be having their fathers and they come from broken homes and we should have sympathy for them. And it's like, bro, are you serious?
When
I
saw that exactly.
That really got me tight, bro.
What through my mind was like, all right, I lost my dad when I was 7, so if I go into a Walmart and I air that shit out, what I'm
absolutely
not.
You're a thug.
With the tattoos.
You're a thug.
Not the black thug with the master's degree who got 3 jobs. And, you know what I'm saying? It's not.
They not gonna pull that up. They gonna say black man, black thug from Southside Jamaica, Queens. Not that he went to college, not that he got his master's degree, not that he helped people. Right. None of that is gonna matter. And then since you're talking about conditioning and seeing things, we see that. When the black man sees that white man or the white female or the white race or whatever is getting off.
Mike, not because that dysfunction
that can bother
normal.
you too.
You gotta remember that dysfunction is not normal, and we start to adapt to think this is normal. Like the things that go on, the police pulling us over. None of that shit ain't normal.
That's not okay.
You know what I'm saying? And this might sound crazy. On my car, I had my Adelphi sticker on my car from the time I got into Adelphi. I just recently took it off probably 2 months ago. I never got pulled over while that Adelphi sticker was on my window. Driving from Garden City to South Jamaica. Mm-hmm. The moment I took it off, I'm getting pulled over left and right. Sounds crazy though, right? And people think I'm tripping.
It's real.
But it's real.
It's very real. It's a lot is real. And as far as black women, I don't know. I don't talk on what I'm not. You feel me? Because I be telling people all the time, especially black women, I be like, you can't talk. You can't send it to a black man because you didn't really walk. You might know, but you haven't walked it, and I haven't walked y'all. So what are y'all? How do you feel y'all struggles affect y'all mental health and all of that? Like just being in the work world, not getting paid what you're supposed to be getting paid, et cetera, that can affect you mentally. That can make somebody depressed. Like, what am I out here working hard for? What am I even getting up for if it's not being taken seriously?
Right. You want to answer that first, Shereen?
Okay. Well, first I want to go back to a few things that you were talking about. So I think as black women, we're told that we have to be strong and we have to keep going. So no matter what, and when I lost my dad a few years ago, I didn't even stop. I was in school at the time, and I didn't even have a second to grieve. I just cried at the funeral,
and that was it.
And it wasn't until maybe I want to say 2 years later, I found myself crying, and I called my mom, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm telling her about it. And she's like, wow, I'm surprised that it's coming out for you now. And you never expressed this before, because to me, I was like, I need to finish school.
I got things I got to do.
Right. I got papers to write.
Right.
And everything.
I got to graduate on time.
Exactly. So it's just that constant pressure of finishing going forward.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, me and that is kind of disturbing me.
But if I can hear it, that means that people can hear it.
I don't know how to really rock, so.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that was one of their phones back then.
For me, I think that it's really frustrating. In the workforce, you see that black women are being paid way less. We actually, Shereen and I met at a very toxic work environment. I'm not going to put the agency on blast, but what I will say is that I'm not going to do that because I don't want nobody coming for me.
Right.
But what I will say is that we were supervisors and our subordinates were being paid
more than us,
the same, or if not more. Mm-hmm. Black men were being paid more than us, and we had degrees, we had license, and it was really frustrating.
And we were supervising them.
Wow.
So it's like, what they gotta listen to me for?
I know what agency that was.
At that point, we were just like, you know what? We need to get out of here.
Right.
That was the turning point.
And we started leaving, dropping like flies. Now there's one supervisor left.
One.
But you know what? And it's really frustrating because I have a mouth to feed. I have bills. I have student loans.
Oh, D.
So,
but now what's interesting is I think Valentina learned a lot from that experience.
Stop.
That's your fault.
It can't be because it's inside of the thing. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, I think Valentina learned a lot from that experience, because ever since then, I think every time you go on job interviews, she's like, I'm negotiating my salary. I'm asking if it's negotiable. Even if they say no, or it says non-negotiable in the job description, she's still asking, is it negotiable?
As she should.
Yeah,
as I should.
All right, so I ask people to send in questions. So one of them that somebody sent in, and I just want y'all to kind of just give a brief, not a session, but just kind of give advice or whatever. Mm-hmm. So their kid, this is somebody I'm actually very close to. Their kid, she found notes of him saying he wants to kill himself. I'm this, I'm that, I can't do this. Basically, worthless. And he's I think he's 10. That's young to me. Kids are sensitive to me because What? I was a real kid. Like, I went through. Now, I'm not gonna front. I had my little. I think if I had my little depression back then, but that's just from being a kid and not really wanting to be like here with kids. You know, kids is cruel. But he is bright and fun, and you never know. So to find that, it's like alarming. You done been to the, got evaluated. You done had this. You done had that. And so what is your advice for that parent who found that? And what? Because as a parent, you're a parent. Yeah.
No,
I'm not.
You're a parent. You want to protect at all costs. And you finding letters saying you want to kill yourself when you ask and they admit, yeah, I don't see the point. Like at 7, 8, 9, 10. Even watching stuff on the news, the little boy that hung himself. All that. What do you have to say to the parent? Because the parent is what asks the question, like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to be doing in this situation to make it all better?
So in some cases, I would tell the parent, it's not your fault. Because the parents tend to, like, blame themselves. I mean, if a child has a chemical imbalance and their, depression runs in the family,
OD.
There's no way you could have stopped that. I mean, unless you didn't have the child, right? But who knew? So I would just tell the parent, it's not your fault. Talk to the kid, see what's going on. What are his friends like? What's going on in school?
Yeah, are we getting bullied? What's going on?
Are you getting bullied? Does anybody do anything to you? Because,
where's this coming from?
Because sometimes kids are scared to share if something happened to them. It could be anything. Somebody could have touched them, somebody could have did something to them, and they're scared to tell mom or dad, especially if it's a single parent. I'm finding that a lot. Like, kids are really scared to tell their mom. It's like, oh, mom has so much on her plate, I don't want to burden her with this.
Can you stay there real quick? Can we... Your father not being in your home, or single fathers who don't have the mother, the two-parent household thing, or the two parental figures, because it's so common in our community, they overlook that as a reason for something. That's a big part on people's mental health to me, that you didn't have that structure at home.
It can
Y'all
also
agree?
be traumatic. Seeing your mom or your dad break their back to pay bills, seeing them, the only time you see them is when they're going to bed. That can cause a lot.
Not having that attention, help me with my homework.
Can't help you with your homework. Or you have to actually step up and do chores.
Or I can't be with you. I have to drop you off at your own house. Like, it can. Yeah. You agree?
Yeah. I do agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What's your advice for her or whoever? Just
like Valentina said, just keep talking to her son, and also speaking with the therapist that the son is seeing, just to see what else she could possibly do, if there's anything that he's sharing with the therapist that the mom might know, should know.
Right.
You forgot the question.
You said
a parent who comes across a child just going through issues, wanting to kill themselves, just going through, maybe depressed, haven't got up, and you don't know what to do. Like, what am I? It's a child. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that in regards to that, I could say just exactly what Shireen said in regards to just following up, talking to the child and things like that. That's serious though. She should.
OD. Oh yeah, it's being handled.
For herself.
Yeah. Me personally, I think that they should find a clinician where they both can sit down and see and unpack that, because there's something there that's not unpacked that the mother doesn't know. And if the child doesn't trust her enough to tell her, they have to build a rapport with someone else to unpack that.
I don't know how y'all, and y'all can answer this how y'all want to. I don't know where y'all at as far as spirituality and religion and all of that. But again, in the Black community, we like I said, pray about it. You go to church throughout every day of the week, whatever. I personally, I mean, that's what happens. I personally feel like there's a thin line between like mental health and like
religion.
I feel like I'm trying to word it.
Yeah.
I feel like yes, you need to go talk to somebody and do the mental health and take care of it. But I also feel like praying is important. I feel like believing in something and having faith is important as well.
To do both.
That being a doctor and being not doctor, but
clinician.
in the clinician in that field, it's very separate the two. No, that's what I've heard. I've heard separate the two. Separate that it's very by the book. This is what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Some people say that, but it depends on the therapist you're dealing with.
Right.
So
But in school, was it taught separate the two? You do not mix the science and the spiritual part.
In school, it was meet the person where they are, right? So if religion comes with your package, then we're gonna work through it. If you want to have God on your side, you want to have, Allah on your side, let him sit here in the room with us.
Right.
I'm here for that. Wait, I'm about to come sit on your couch. OD, I'm about to come sit on your couch, and we're gonna light incense and all that, and we're gonna fight this thing.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah, like I said, there's nothing wrong with doing both. Like, you don't have to choose between therapy or religion. You can do both.
Do you guys struggle, like referring to you two, with
It's the Trey show.
Right?
No. Go ahead. Ask your questions, bro.
I'm not seeing you bugging. Like, I'm just asking because, like,
I'm triggered.
I
I don't like when people take over what I'm doing.
Now,
I just wait.
You notice when he brought up the church part,
triggers,
I didn't
huh?
say anything, right?
Okay.
I didn't say. I'm not a Bible thumper. You know what I mean? Do I believe in a higher being? Yes.
What's a Bible thumper?
I'm not that person that's gonna sit here and be like, verse 42, Genesis, and spit it to you. That's not me.
So you don't know the Bible that well. Okay.
Wow.
Be careful what you say.
I'm not a
You might
Bible
trigger
thumper.
something.
Okay.
That just means, my
Nah, I get
grandmother
it.
very big on church. Did she try to get me to go to church with her every Sunday? Yes, she did. Unfortunately, I was a knucklehead. So
Your journey is your journey.
right, and I had to find that way on my own. I just found a church I like probably like last year.
That's what's up.
I go to CCC.
Yes,
in
that's
Brooklyn.
my church
I like
too.
A.L. Bernard.
Really?
Listen, I
It's a big church.
not gonna run into you because
I like the fact that he takes a verse out the Bible
and teaches you.
and he teaches you, and he relates it to something I can relate to in real life.
In real
And I can
life.
take
And that's
whatever he
it.
talked about. I don't care what he decided to pick that
Because I'm not
Sunday.
gonna front. When you and you going from this side to this side and up and jumping and rolling, I don't know what you're saying.
And
I need you to.
and
you know
that
what I mean?
doesn't take away to the Baptists, the Christians, and anybody
It
who come
doesn't.
out here and do the hula.
What's for you is for you.
I'm more receptive to A.L. Bernard's way of life and how he comes in. He takes that one Bible verse and he relates to something I can relate to. I can be like, all right, cool. That Bible verse applied to when this happened to me in 1996, and boom, and, my life goes on.
I'm taught, but
Right.
back to what was you saying before we got?
I was saying that I let them two speak on that topic because one, I'm not a Bible thumper. Two, I don't believe in pushing religion on anybody.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So when my grandmother tried to push it on me, what did I do? I turned to the streets. So every body is different, and then I had to go through things and realize, all right, this street shit ain't really for me.
You have journey.
You know what I mean? That's part of my journey. So then, boom, now what? Now I'm a social worker. You know what I mean? Did I ever imagine when the people come out of school and they be like, what you want to be when you grow up? And everybody's saying policeman, fireman, this, that, third, NBA player, rapper. I don't know. That was always my answer.
I was gonna be famous and tour around the
Mike
world
Geniuz.
with
How's it
arenas,
going?
and I'm here. Regular, but nah. The third question was, it's a little lighter, but you can be honest or whatever. Going through a breakup. I don't know if y'all have ever been through a breakup, but a real one, not no fake one. A real like, yo, I'm sick to my stomach. Like I can't even think because you're not with me. Like, what's your advice? What's your advice for that? Like, when somebody comes sit on your couch and just fall apart, like I can't live without this person.
What do you mean? Like somebody
That's
who-
grief. That's grieving. Like
somebody
that's
who-
a grief.
Somebody
Yeah.
who went through it and they come to sit on my couch, or somebody who doesn't realize they need to sit on a couch.
Either one. When it
That's
comes
our
to getting
personal
over a
experience.
breakup, because
I was about to
again,
do
a breakup can be seen as light, just like not having a father. A breakup can be seen. First of all, I want to know, if I was a counselor, what got you here to the point where you can't live without this person? What did this person feel? What void did this person feel to make you can't even think right now?
So I never fell in love until I was 19 years old, right? So what's that word? Oh, Papa was a Rolling Stone. Boom, we can say whatever you want. Before I was 19, I met this woman, and that's all I knew, right? So she was able to make me feel that way because of what I went through with my mom. So I had mommy issues. My dad died when I was 7. She came in and she made like everything was all right. She was nurturing. She was loving.
At 19?
Yeah, at 19.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I lived alone. So, you know, and she was older than me. So
Oh, so you said woman was a real woman, like a real
she
older
was
woman.
19, so she was like
Not a girl.
22, she was
An
like
older
23.
woman.
Okay,
You know, she come in, you know,
we still live.
all the voids in my life that I had, she filled. So my dad died, my mom's a drug addict, or whatever it is that I may have needed in that moment. I need support for college, so I'm in undergrad school. Oh, I live alone. My grandmother doesn't understand why I sell drugs. Whatever it was, she filled every single fucking void. So when that breakup happened, it's like, damn, like I put all my energy, all my eggs in this one basket, and this shit fell apart. So you can't tell somebody like how to go about it. At that time, I was probably like 26 or whatever it case me, however old I was when this shit happened or whatever. But at that time, whatever I was still young, and I didn't say to myself, yo, I need to go sit and talk to a therapist about this shit. Meanwhile, I'm contemplating suicide, all types of shit. Because of not just her, but all the shit I've been through before her.
Yeah, because something will happen and trigger everything. I know with me, if I get mad at one, to this day, if I get mad at one thing, the reason I'm mad, then that reason and that it just layers, and then I'm calling Tina, going, I can't take it. Cause that's OD.
You calling me and I'm calling you.
Like, yo, Tina, I can't. I don't know what's going on. What's going on?
And
Who
you
that?
know what?
I'm literally the same way. So
I think it's important when we have our clients to not minimize their feelings when they come into therapy, because we all been through a heartbreak before, and we all know that no one could tell us that it's not a big deal when we're going through it.
Not at all.
Right. So just helping them to see, the future, that there is a bright side, and this is the moment is just like temporary.
And you can't say there's a meme that goes around all the time. Check on your strong friends. No, nigga, check on all your friends. At that time, I'm the strong friend. At that time, I wasn't the strongest person, but nobody knew except for like 2 or 3 of my friends. They hit me up. Yo, I know you going through it, nigga. I'm alright. And then at that time, we go through the pride thing. So now it's like, I'm a man. My mom told me I'm the man of the house. I'm alright. I don't need you. I don't need nobody.
And a lot of us are told stop being so emotional.
Right.
And so naturally you'll become hard. Life will harden you.
So you go through that breakup, and you like, in the beginning, you like, I'm alright, I'm hard. I'm
about to go out here and be a thot and be a hoe.
Mad hoes.
But that's not helping you
either.
But that's not helping you either. That's messing you up too. That's adding.
And now you add into the cycle. You hurting the next girl. You know what I'm saying? Who didn't deserve it or whatever the case may be.
I'll be over here trying to heal. Right?
Everybody just hurting everybody. Hurting. We just hurting.
I've had clients come in with I've had clients come in with relationship issues, and it's really hard. The countertransference. Countertransference is like, okay, this client reminds me of somebody from my past. This person reminds me of my homegirl that just went through that. So it can be tough. But there's all types of like activities that you could do with them, keep their mind off of it. Actually, I posted something on my Instagram page, Safe Spaces and Wellness, about post-infidelity stress disorder. And for those who don't know what that is, it's similar to PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So basically saying that how the betrayal of infidelity is equivalent to trauma, emotional
it is trauma.
So we would, if I had someone come in, I've had clients come in with that issue, and I would treat it like it's a traumatic experience.
It is.
And now it's black men don't cheat. Like, what the hell is that?
All right. Black men don't cheat.
No, because let me say something. And then because it's not going to be the show, because we got 10 minutes left. What I'm saying is this. Yeah, we got 10 minutes left, bro, because somebody else is coming in, as I said before. I checked. No, I did check. I did what you.
Get your money back.
Yeah, it's going to be a conversation. Listen, black women, y'all do y'all thing. I'm not going to hold y'all. Y'all do y'all thing. Y'all just a little more chess with it. Maybe we play checkers.
But we're not saying black women don't cheat. There's not a hashtag.
Y'all actions are showing that y'all don't do that. It's all us. Y'all not necessarily saying
black women cheat.
Yeah, we're not saying they don't, but it's just not a hashtag for
it's not a hashtag because we're real about it. We're realists.
What you mean y'all realists? First of all, by the time y'all cheat, y'all done left 10 months ago. Y'all left. When y'all cheat on a nigga, y'all have mentally already removed yourselves.
How did we
get here?
You did it. You got here because you said black men don't cheat.
We got here because y'all trying to act like that's one, black women don't cheat, but women cheat. And 2, it's a form of trauma. So when y'all cheat, y'all might think, oh, this thing got mad hoes, he don't care. No, we fucking care too.
No.
Yeah, so he's cheating because he's going through something. You're cheating on him because you're going through something. What he's doing. It's just a lot going on. I can't break up because I'm in love.
Is it trauma or is it ego?
Now I'm coming to your couch. Is it trauma or ego? In that situation or period?
That's what I asked. Infidelity disorder. Is it trauma or is it ego?
Can we stop there?
Forgive
me. Forgive me for this. No. I didn't go, and this is probably why I need to study it, so I can know before I feel a way about something. does everything need a title? Is everything called something?
No.
If I slap the shit out of somebody, he has
aggressive
something,
behavior.
aggressive behavior, something. No, you can't be going around slapping
people. If you
people.
slap somebody at elementary school, they're going to tell you that little nigga need an IEP plan, and that's that. You going to be labeled as a special child. You smack somebody for no reason.
Real quick, medication. Therapy is important. I also feel like if you're on medication, you should go to therapy as well. It should be a whole thing. I also think you should eat right because I think food is important. I also think you should work out because that helps the situation. I think it's a whole. It's work. You have to do your work. Like Iyanla Vanzant says, do your work, beloved.
Love. Shout out to Iyanla.
She does something. I like her tools and her stuff. I want to
She's
go
a
up there
therapist. She's literally a
I
family
like what she
Who?
do. Iyanla
Vanzant.
Vanzant. I like when she put them in the room. I like when she
that's fire.
when she put their face in the grass and be like, smell the earth. I like that because it's making you know what I'm saying? Let it out from here. I like when she do that. I love that.
Yeah.
How what was my question? Because I really
show coming out too.
I really went in just now.
Ayana Feeds My Life. You got a new show coming out?
No, on OWN.
Medication.
Black woman. Okay.
Medication. You guys don't prescribe medication.
No.
But we're all in that field. Do you see people and you feel like, you know what, this medication might help or whatever the situation may be? How what's medication to y'all? Like, how do y'all feel about that? About the Zolofts and the stuff? I could keep naming because
it varies. We all work with different populations.
Yeah.
So I could say my opinion on it. They could say their opinion on it.
I think the hardest is seeing kids come in and being prescribed medication, especially for ADHD. That's like a very popular diagnosis when you're working with kids in our field. And just because we see that they're so young and they still have so much time, that I don't necessarily feel like all kids that come in with ADHD
need to be doped up.
Right. But that's, it's not really up to us as a psychiatrist, decision.
With the behavior thing you was talking about, that's the first decision they make in elementary school.
Yeah.
Put them on some medication. That's
not
right.
ADHD is overdiagnosed, and a lot of children are misdiagnosed. Working in the school system, the common terms were ADHD or emotionally disturbed, and every little black boy in there has been. I don't want to say every little black boy, but they've been labeled something.
That goes to show. So one of my jobs, I work at a charter school, and there's a kid in there, little boy, gotta be like no more than 8 years old, act out every day, labeled him emotional trauma, disruptive kid. Pull the kid to the side one day. He tells me he has 6 or 7 brothers and sisters. His father lives in Atlanta. His mother, every time she comes to school, she yells at him and beats him because she has to come up there. The teacher continues to yell at him. Now you're adding to the trauma. I'm a social worker. Why I gotta tell you not to yell at the student?
Right.
So it's also with the school, with the school system as well. Unfortunately, I resigned from that job yesterday, so I will no longer be working there.
Is that fortunately or unfortunately? You said fortunately or unfortunately?
Unfortunately for them, they lost me. I'm an asset.
Come on, confidence.
Especially if you represent the school, like if the kids are
advocating for
color.
The kids.
Yeah, most of them are kids of color. In the neighborhood of Laurelton.
That's a huge loss for them.
Shout out to Laurelton. Shout out to Rosedale. Shout out to everybody over that way.
And there's also like a stigma around medication as well. And some of our clients,
Black therapists just joined us.
I don't want to say need it, but when they have a more severe diagnosis, the medication is necessary to help manage their symptoms. So it's not, but it's just when it's kids and it's this diagnosis that's being thrown around where they're misdiagnosed. That's where it comes in, where it's like, wow, this kid really don't really need to be on this medication. But again, some of our clients do benefit
Black children are misdiagnosed.
You got to check to see where the person is, like where the client is with it, and then if their symptoms are impacting their daily life, if they can't get up to go to work and they're missing days at work and they constantly jumping from job to job because they keep getting fired, then the conversation of medication is on the table
with parents too,
right?
And also letting parents know that it's an option, not because a psychiatrist says, this medication is required. You don't have to say yes.
Because you have rights.
This is your life.
Right. It's your kid's life. A lot of parents feel like they have to agree with what the psychiatrist says.
Because they forget that they have rights.
Because they think that we're in a position of authority, so that I got to listen to this person. I always encourage parents and even my own clients, if they're talking about medication, do your own research. Do your own research. I mean, I provide tools too, but do your own research as well.
Research everything. To wrap everything up, I just feel like the chemical imbalance or depression or whatever you're calling it should be treated the same way as if the doctor tells you you have diabetes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just wanted to talk about Black mental health because it's not a conversation. People don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? People don't talk about Black mental health. They skate over it. Here, just pour this. Here, just smoke this. Yo, growing up, I didn't never smoke weed. Like, people would just do ciphers around me, and I'd be like, I'm good. And then one day, I ain't gonna front.
Smoke weed?
One day it happened, and I was like, oh, that's why y'all get high. Okay. My mind is completely clear.
Right.
But other than that, I always felt like, because people were like, yo, just smoke, bro. You going through, you stressed out. I always liked the fact that I fight through it. Like, it's like I feel better when it's like, okay, I got through those 3 days. I feel more than I grab something. Yeah. No, I'm talking about without that. You know what I'm saying? Fighting through it. Actually going through the process. I like going through the process of things and coming out on the other side. Like, you know, I made naturally. It. Other than I just stay high all day. I think somebody that stays high all day long, that never comes down off of it, never has a touch of reality, isn't healthy to me. Again, I'm not judging. I'm just saying. Huh?
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
You don't want to fix reality.
But just real quick, the Mike Genius show, I always ask my people that come up here, what is y'all genius? Meaning, what do y'all think is y'all thing? What makes you? Trey.
Why I gotta go first?
Tina.
My thing is being a social worker. Honestly, I feel like it's my calling. That's my genius. I'm supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
Yo, give us 10 more minutes, B.
I would say being personable, being able to relate to not only my clients but just people that I meet on an everyday basis.
So being personable is your genius. You know how to tap into people.
Yeah.
As you know, there's two sides of me. So I would say my confidence is one. And two,
just gonna sip on this right here.
The other part is my empathy. I can be very empathetic towards my clients and even individuals that I interact on a daily basis. So you said you have anxiety, and I said to you, you know, I do too. You know, so I can relate to anybody. I feel like, you know, whether it's professional, personal, and that's my genius in a nutshell. You know, I feel like I can relate to anyone. I'm multifaceted.
One more time, where can they find y'all and all of that, Instagram and those things?
I'm at Melanated Social Workers.
I'm at Safe Spaces and Wellness.
I'm at Rep The Alternative on Instagram. Download my man Fly's mixtape, More Run. You can find it on iTunes. And shout out to everybody who tuned in. We appreciate
What's his name?
Y'all. TGI Fly.
TGI Fly. Thank God I'm Fly.
Thank God I'm Fly.
I need him on the show.
We do work on.
I have more questions.
We do work on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday.
I have questions.
Every Wednesday.
I need
Work
him on
on
the show.
Wednesdays. Follow his
Mike Genius
page.
show.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the Black Therapist. You got his shirt on.
Yeah. He watching?
He watching. Right
Listen, I need every color.
Aaron.
I need red. His name's Aaron. I met Aaron.
I need black.
No,
The Black Therapist.
he didn't come to the game night, but it's all right.
All right, listen. We need. Listen.
My listener, to defend my guy, his weekends be booked. He got his private practice. My son
tell
is
him.
booked.
Tell him
He
we
booked.
need. Tell him I email him. I need a shipment of stuff. I need
And
some
what
books.
about Black
He not playing
Queens?
with y'all.
We need the Black
therapy
Queens. We
too.
need a whole bunch of stuff. We need people. Matter of fact, I need a collab. We're gonna collab on something Mike Genius, and then we're gonna do a collab.
Listen, what I need to do is go to repthealternativellc.com and buy them shirts up there. All right?
Okay.
Shout out, you know what I mean? That's what we need to do.
Or the Black Therapist.
Or the Black Therapist. That's my guy.
Mike Genius, MICGENIUZ.
His head hurt.
Holla at me on everything.
He didn't give us enough time. It's not fair. Get his money back.
Holla at me everything. We're gonna do a part 2. Y'all come back for another part 2,
Sure,
right?
yeah, definitely.
By that time, we'll have questions with people. We'll really talk
Yeah.
for more than.
Let's do it.
Let's do a part 2. Y'all down for the part 2?
Yeah.
Is this a good experience for you?
If the equipment is working.
But we
This was actually kind of therapeutic.
It was therapeutic for you.
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
See that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cemented to all
I
my
feel like we
values.
didn't even get
Some
to talk too
vicarious
much about
trauma.
our triggers.
Yeah. We'll talk about triggers and trauma
I
and
think
all
that
that.
trigger show.
And my son is watching. Hi, LJ.
LJ, what's going on? Listen, we shout out people who we know that got songs and stuff. I'm gonna put they stuff on the bottom of this video, cause
Good.
yeah.
Okay.
But shout out to TGI Fly and
Somebody
everybody else.
says, yes, part 2 is definitely needed. See, I told you an hour.
All right, part 2. Listen, I
Bio,
knew.
thank you, Bio. Tell him she was
Listen,
supposed to be 2 hours.
listen.
Equipment ain't working, baby.
The Mike Genius Show, right? We gonna do it. We gonna come back, part 2. All right?
TGI Fly.
You coming back for the part 2? Or you?
We gotta leave
Yeah, we
Trey.
coming
We
up,
gotta
we
leave
coming
Trey
up.
the game night.
Oh, okay. So we replacing the
She
C.
said, wait, y'all definitely can't replace me because you met me at the game night.
We replacing the C. Nah, he really taught me how to play
joking.
dominoes. So I'm really nice in it now. Like I can't even do that for me. Listen, everybody watching, I appreciate y'all.
My man Fly said, TJ Fly, before we conclude, he said, if y'all talking about trauma, tell him Mama's Baby. Tell him, Mama's Baby. That's the song. So TJ got a song about his childhood. It's called Mama's Baby and everything like that. And it speaks on his trauma that he received growing up as a young male and all the stuff.
TGI Fly Mama's Baby is the theme song of this episode. I want y'all to make sure y'all play that and blast that. Brought to you by TGI Fly and everybody else that's involved in the whole project. Shout out to all y'all that's doing your thing. I am Mike Geniuz. This is Shireen. This is Valentina. Right?
Straw was in the way the whole time, y'all. I ain't say nothing.
Save spaces, well space spaces.
And you got Trey, aka
Rep the Alternative.
And we out. Part 2 soon. I don't know when though.
Later, y'all.
How soon?
Yeah.
Listen, I told y'all I suffer from depression. Listen. Let's talk. I said I suffer from depression and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Depends on when I wake up.
It is because technically what we were supposed to do, we were supposed to touch on each of what we do. We never introduced what we do as a person.
All right, so that's gonna be part 2.
Part 2, we gonna really dig deep. This is just an introduction.
Look, how soon? Boom.
Listen, this the introduction. Listen,
how soon?
Soon, real soon. This the introduction show.
Yo, Fly.
I'm back. I feel like I took a season finale for the summer, and now I'm back for the fall. Right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Let's hope we get this popping. Listen, thank you everybody for watching. Those who was live and those who are coming back.
TGI Fly and Hennessy.
Okay.
That was good. Oh yeah, the camera. What's your name?
Oh, I have 48 viewers in this motherfucker.
All right, we done?
Yep.
We off?
Yep.
Yep.